Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and ZTV fans, get ready for a special DVD exclusive. I'm gonna give a warning. This video is going to be more asinine than the normal stuff that you see on ZTV. And given the normal stuff that you see on ZTV, that should tell you a lot. I mean, you can already look and see what we're about to do. Now, I'm going to come up with a disclaimer. If you look at my Steam profile, it says I've played this game for 29 hours. I haven't really played this game for 29 hours. I just left it on. I turned it on, went to the title screen, and just left it sit there just to mess with people. Okay? I haven't really played this game for 29 hours. I haven't really played this game at all. I've sat at the title screen for 29 hours. But now, we are actually going to play it. When I heard that this game was a thing, it was just a shock to me because I've lived my life up to this point with the thought in my head that it was not possible for somebody to make a game that was more asinine than Franky Joe and Dirk on the tiles. Like I looked at when I played that, I was like, okay, this is it. This is the bottom of the barrel. Like. In terms of games being bad, Franky Joe and Dirk on the tiles, I wouldn't consider it necessarily bad. I mean, it functions. It does what it sets out to do. The problem is what it sets out to do is to be a tile puzzle game starring Frankenstein's monster, Joe from Joe and Mac, and Dirk the Daring from Dragon's Lair. And I've always said to myself, okay, anyone can come up with a bad idea, okay? I mean, I have bad ideas all the time. I have catastrophically bad ideas all the time. But the fact is, somebody, A, came up with this idea, the most asinine idea I've ever heard for a game in my life. Somebody came up with that idea, and then somebody above that guy had to say, yeah, that's a good idea, let's do that. Okay? That's where, you know, I've sat there pondering that, and, you know, stuff like this keeps me up at night. Oops, my screensaver's still fired up. Okay, well, you got to see Rachel for a second. That's okay. But now, this game, I mean, somebody said, okay, this is. I love you, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator, okay? So somebody said, hey, you know what would be a really good marketing idea for Kentucky Fried Chicken? Let's make a dating simulator based on Colonel Sanders, okay? And then somebody had to say, okay, yeah, that's a great idea, let's do that. Then somebody had to pay somebody within, you know, they had to find people to develop this game and pay them. And it's not even like Burger King's games like Sneak King and stuff where like they're selling the games for $4 with a Happy Meal. This game is free on Steam, okay? So you can so somebody had to come up with this as a marketing idea. Somebody above that guy had to approve it. They had to pay somebody to make this game, and they're not even charging for it. They're giving it away. Okay. Okay. Breathe for a minute. All right. Let's get in. I'm putting this off. Let's just do it. We're now launching I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-looking good dating simulator. So now I'm really playing this game. It's presented by KFC. Oh my God, is it loud? I can't even comment. Other than, can I turn the frickin'... Okay, I can. The master volume. Yeah, let's turn this down. Let's turn this down a skosh because it's really loud. Prioritize quality and prioritize speed. Oh, you know, I can't even like. I mean, that was a I mean, if you like anime intros, that was a well produced anime intro. I can't say anything. I can't say anything bad about the production values of this game so far. I mean, all right, well, before we get to tell us your name, welcome, chef. Okay, yeah, yeah. Look at this. Chicken and biscuits, man. Making me hungry. It's 5:16 in the morning as I film this, in case anybody's wondering, and I'm already hungry. You sleep softly as the morning sun casts a warm glow through the window of your modest student apartment. The world is peaceful and serene. You could stay in this moment forever. Or you could wake up now. Your first day of culinary school is no time to sleep in. If I throw the clock out the window and stay in bed forever, do I... Where's the sound? Now there's no sound at all. Lying in bed, you stare at the ceiling, thinking about everything that awaits you at the prestigious University of Cooking School Academy for Learning. Your mind begins to wander. Who will be there? What will you cook? What should you wear? Time begins to fly by and you find your imagination getting away from you. Let's daydream a little bit. It's here, finally, your first day of culinary school. So many dishes to prepare, so many students to meet. Your mind is swimming with possibilities. When you realize you're running late, you grab a biscuit and burst out the door in a hurry. Delicious. Just what you need to wake up those taste buds. Look at this wonderful product placement. I could go for a KFC biscuit right now. Yikes, you're in such a hurry you forgot to put on any deodorant before running out the door. You're sweating buckets as you rush to arrive on time. Uh-oh. Standing in the quad, you gaze at the magnificent University of Cooking School Academy for Learning. Here comes your lifelong best friend forever, Miriam. She's the most adorably awkward person you've ever met, and you absolutely love her for it. Where is the sound? What happens if I... Oh. Now there's, like, no sound at all. Is that normal? I don't fucking know. What's with this game? Resume. You absolutely love her for it. Good morning, ZTV. Excited for the first day of the rest of our lives? No. Because I'm playing this game. Actually, because I sure am excited, a little nervous. Okay, a lot nervous. What the? It's just that this morning I made breakfast for myself, but when I ate it, I couldn't taste any love in the food. What if I'm no good? What if I fail? Classic Miriam, raised by MasterChef parents, she's always held herself to a very high standard. Ever since we were little babies playing together and you rescued me from that quicksand box, it's been clear to me that you're the quicksand box? That you're the most loving, caring person I know. You're going to do great. But with University of Cooking Schools Academy for Learning famous 3-day-only semesters, I'm afraid of being left behind and never catching up. 3-day semesters? A sweet girl, Miriam has always had a flair for the dramatic. This summer she got so nervous about her first kiss that she tipped a tooth practicing on a mannequin. Wow. Should you pep talk her or change the subject to give her some relief? Oh, let's gossip, man. It's hard to see Miriam like this and frankly quite exhausting. Rather than dwell on her anxiety, you're trying to change the subject to something more interesting. All summer you've been hearing rumors about a dreamy, enigmatic mystery student who is enrolled at this school. Oh, God. Yeah, that's a little worrisome, but you'll be fine. Now, what about this mystery student we read about on the school message board? Any new deets? Oh, get this! I heard his name is Harland, and he's no ordinary student. They say he has powers. He's had them ever since he was born, from an egg. An egg, like a chicken? Don't be ridiculous. But that thing about having powers, it would line up with some of the other rumors I heard. Like, he once fought a bear with just his smile. You both sigh, thinking about a student so handsome that the laws of physics don't dare apply to him. Dreamy. Before you get another word out, you're rudely interrupted when someone smacks your books and custom-engraved measuring spoons out of your hands and onto the ground. Hey! It's Ashley, your arch-rival. She's totally evil, but you can't help but be filled with jealousy. She can get anything she wants, and she knows it. Hello, Ashley.
Oh, I didn't see you there, chicken shins.
You leave ZTV's shins alone. They are perfectly normal shins. Ugh, you can't stand Ashley. Even her name is annoying. You know for a fact that it's actually Ashley, but she had to add extra letters to make herself better than everyone. If anyone knows what perfect shins look like, it's us. We're not going to let you or your really weird insults get to us. Across the quad, you see Ashley's best friend, Van the Man, has stopped to look at his own reflection in the mirror. His pants are so tight that you can see him casually work out his glutes while he styles his hair. No lie, they're rocking glutes. Oh my god. Ahem! Van? You rang? Oh my god. You've never been sure what their arrangement is, but as long as you've known them, Ashley and Van have been just as close as you and Miriam, but substantially more devious. I can't believe that the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning would ever allow people like you to attend as students. I know, right? You'd think they'd just hand us our diplomas now. Or maybe hire us as professors. You amateurs could learn a lot from us. Look at this. Oh my god. With the first day of school about to start, there is just not time to properly tell these two off, so you resist the urge. Let's go, Miriam. See you later, losers! As you approach the door... Oh, good god! I can't come up with voices for all these weird-ass characters. As you approach the door, you see a goofy-looking kid pushing hard against the window directly next to it. Ah! Oopsie! I think it's broken! You reach forward and easily pull the door open. That should do the trick. I love you! Oh, God, I think you mean thank you? My name is Pop! I was named after my Pop. He's old. Could someone like this also be a student at the school? He must be one heck of a chef. Also, his name tag clearly says Bob, but I guess he's reading it upside down. Hi, Pop. I'm ZTV, so are you going to make me hold this door all day? Nope! And with that, the young man walks in the building ahead of you. Is it just me, or is he kind of cute? It's just you. Yep. Both shrug your shoulders before following him into the building. You stand at the edge of the room, unsure where to sit. Other students wander in and keep themselves busy chit-chatting. A scruffy-looking pooch takes his place at the podium in front of the class. No, quiet down, everyone. Who is this unreasonably cute Pop, and why is he in our culinary class? You must be Sprinkles, head instructor and CEO of UCSAL. Thank God you didn't make me read out the whole damn thing again. Please call me Professor Dog. I may be cute and little and fluffy, but I still demand respect. Woof. What? A cute dog is our professor. This is the best school ever, said nobody ever. I guess only a dog's nose is capable of picking up all the nuances of fine dining. Out of nowhere, wind begins to rush all around you as a swirl of cherry blossom petals fill the air inside the classroom, because why not? I'm chilly! Someone close the window! And then, he walks in. You're immediately swept up in the aura of this new student and his remarkable goatee. Yeah, look at that goatee. How knew anyone could be so handsome? Time stands still. It's him! If it isn't my favorite student, Harland. Colonel Sanders interrupts Sprinkles, sorry, Professor Dog, before he can finish his sentence. Please call me Colonel. Colonel Sanders. A hushed murmur rolls through the classroom as Colonel Sanders walks down the aisle of desks. Suddenly, the room is sweltering. Sweat begins to bead across your brow. Dude, I don't swing that way, okay? What? I give up. You feel like everyone is looking at you, and you're not entirely wrong. And this over here must be Sweaty Sweats a lot. Maybe we should open that window back up before faucet pits melts into a puddle and evaporates entirely. You two both know my name. We were in the same kindergarten class. And what is with all your really weird insults? You turn to find Colonel Sanders standing right in front of you. Colonel Sanders, beautiful angel that he is, stands before you, smiling gently, his hand outstretched. I can't even read this crap with a straight face. Boy, howdy, this classroom gets hotter than a Kentucky fryer. Please use my handkerchief. You freeze up. Colonel Sanders is talking to you. Wait, Colonel Sanders is talking to you about how sweaty you look. You're completely mortified. I've been completely mortified since I started this. This can't be your first interaction. What if he never forgets this moment? I guess I'll take the handkerchief. You stretch out your hand, and Colonel Sanders places a fine silk handkerchief in front of it. It's so beautiful you hesitate to press it to your face, but when you do, the feeling is transcendent. It has his natural scent on it. It smells of the most delicious chicken you've ever smelled. Professor Dog steps in to settle the class down and set some ground rules. Welcome to the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, the greatest culinary academy in the world. The birthplace of culinary legends, past, present, and future. Many challenges await you. There will be tears. There will be blood. There might even be really adorable tiny food. And when all is said and done, there will be a battle. You will lift your sporks and compete in the broom cooking arena. Just then, another student enters. I have to come up with another voice? Oh my god. Okay, here's a classmate interrupts the professor's rousing speech. Look at this guy. Hi guys, I'm sorry I'm late. I hope everyone had a good summer. I really miss... Quiet! Late to class is bad enough, but interrupting my monologue, you're on the fast track out of here, young man. Are you sure you're even in the right place? Don't you recognize me? This is my third year in this school with you as my teacher. Everyone stares at him blankly. Does no one remember me? You're expelled if you utter one more word before I finish. Let that be a lesson to you students that tardiness is unacceptable. Even Clank made it here on time, rolling halfway across the town on his tiny wheels. You turn to see the student Sprinkles is referencing, who appears to be some sort of industrial kitchen appliance. Bzz, brr. The class bursts into laughter. Oh, Clank, you rascal! Sprinkles walks in the classroom as everyone stands in silent obedience. When he gets to you, he lifts his nose in the air and takes a deep sniff. Your diet is lacking. Based on what I'm picking up here, you definitely need a multivitamin. You should be taking better care of yourself. You've never had a talking dog as a teacher before, but Sprinkles' reputation for being smart is tough is well known. You try and butter him up by giving him a treat from your pocket, but what kind? Well, this game is based on Kentucky Fried Chicken, so I'm going to give him a chicken snack. You reach beneath your apron and return with a chicken snack in your hand. Sprinkles' eyes go wide as he locks on it. His favorite. See, I knew it. I mean, it does. I mean, this game is designed to freaking advertise KFC, so of course I'm going to give him a chicken snack. Well, I think there might be some competition for our new star student. The furry professor immediately devours the snack, leaving your hands slick with a coating of warm doggy drool. Great. See the other students eyeing you jealousy, but pay no mind to them. If they wanted to succeed in life, they should have learned the importance of carrying a range of dog treat flavors on them at all times. Of course. I mean, that right there, kids, that is words to live by. Settle down, young chefs. Take your seats and prepare to have your minds opened to the amazing possibilities of culinary creation. As everyone rushes to clean their favorite seats, you're left standing in the front of the room. Only two options remain. Hey, ZTV, there's still a seat here. It seems no one has claimed this seat next to me if you're interested. Two good options, but what will you choose? Of course I'm going to sit by Colonel Sanders. He's a bro. You move to take your seat by Colonel Sanders. It appears he brought no books, pens, or pencils. However, his perfect upright posture shows off a seriousness that makes you confident of his desire to learn. Thanks for offering me this seat. I've only had 2 rules. Do all you can, and do it the best you can. It's the only way you'll ever get the feeling of accomplishing something. That's so inspiring. A little off topic if you ask me, but okay. Professor makes an announcement. Think fast. It's time for a pop quiz. Yay! A quiz about me! Christ. This incredibly important and surprisingly short quiz will tell me if you are ready for life at culinary school. Keep your knife sharp and your focus sharper. Here comes question 1. If train A is traveling to point B and point B is traveling to point A, how important is it to wash your hands before cooking? Very important. That's right. Forest is to tree as chicken is to... what? Feather? That's right. What is the most effective eating utensil ever created? A spork. That's right. What food is best for a broken heart? Camel meat? What? That's right. Is Sprinkles a good boy? Yeah, sure. Alright, I got perfect score. Wow, be honest, did you cheat? No, I'm just... One of my rules that I learned when I was a student back in the day, ladies and gentlemen, is that you figure out what people want and you give it to them. You look up and see that Colonel Sanders is watching you tally your score. He's impressed. I know we just met, but I have to confess, I think you have a beautiful brain. Okay. Hot diggity, ZTV. You just scored some major Colonel Sanders points with that performance. May I have your attention, students? I have an important announcement to make. Time for lunch. Lunch. Wow, the cafeteria is as nice as any restaurant you've ever eaten at. It makes sense that a school dedicated to cooking would also be serious about eating. A delicious fragrance wafts through the room and tickles the end of your nose. Your mouth waters. Do you smell that? It must be our lunch. It smells crazy good. Everyone, can I have your attention? Is it about lunch? No, I just wanted to apologize for my tardiness. You see, I was... Howdy, folks. I'd like to make an announcement. Hey, it's about lunch. Yay! But shh. Lunch. She said shh. In honor of the new semester, I have prepared something to share with everyone for lunch. That must be the smell I smelled. Indeed, that smell. You hold your breath waiting to see what food the mysterious student has created, though you've heard he's very talented, but were the rumors true? Is this... Oh my God! Colonel Sanders lifts a large bucket above his head. Its contents glimmer in the light. Piled high are huge pieces of chicken, breaded and fried to a crispy golden finish. The aroma envelops you and you begin to feel warm and safe. Colonel Sanders has filled a bucket with chicken? What a novel concept! Your stomach begins to grumble as if to say, stop thinking and start eating. For years, I have been developing a secret recipe. I can't figure out the proper voice to use. For the perfect fried chicken. By my calculation, nothing less than 11 herbs and spices are required to achieve the perfect balance of flavors. You look around and notice that every other student has a pen and paper and is scribbling notes as fast as they can. But that's all I'll say about that. What, you think we want your stupid secret recipe, dude? Pshaw! Nah, my dude, nah. I'm just, drafting a last will and testament in case one of those ingredients is, poison. Got him! He looks around nervously to see if anyone else is laughing at his sick burn. You wait to see what zinger Ashley has prepared to follow up, but she suddenly takes a different approach. Yeah, and I was just like writing in my diary. Dear diary, today I smelled something beautiful. I knew that moment that only the hands of a true gentleman could fry chicken so tender. You see her body language change from bitter and evil to sweet and innocent as she slides closer to Colonel Sanders. She realizes that he is destined for greatness and fame with cooking skills like this. She wants him all to herself. Oh, please! Well, Van, the man, if you don't want any... I'll take his. Whoa, hold on. I guess I'll try it. He takes one bite as his eyes grow wide. He starts contorting his face as he tries to hold in his pure exhilaration and act unimpressed. Easy now, there is enough for everyone. Please, fellow classmates, dig in. You take one of the pieces of fried chicken out of this bucket and sink your teeth into it. It's amazing! Tasting Colonel Sanders' food transports you into another dimension. I feel like playing this game has transported me into another dimension. Alone with your taste buds, gripping a drumstick in your hand, you float weightlessly. Swim towards the light. Somewhere up ahead, a bright light beckons you. The flavors are so intense. Unable to resist, you reach toward the light. It grabs your hand and pulls you closer, closer, until your fingertip connects with the end of everything. You are forever lost in the land of tender fried chicken bites. Your mind dissolves. There is no ZTV now. There is only herbs and spices. Though Miriam tries to revive you, she cannot. Game over! Wow, I died in a Colonel Sanders Dating Sim game. I can't even... Try again. The biscuits and chicken are loading. I hope I don't have to start the whole... Okay. Blah, 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 blah. So don't float towards the light. Let's just savor the moment. The flavors in your mouth are beautiful, pure, heavenly. What a guy! Alone with the flavors, you feel something that can only be described as love. For a man, for a flavor, are they the same? After tasting his food, you try to get some one-on-one time with Colonel Sanders. You approach Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders smiles ever so softly as you approach. He stops what he's doing and allows you to break the silence. Colonel, I wondered if I could talk to you for a second. Anything for a fellow chef? What exactly was on that chicken? Ha ha ha! How bold to come out and ask! And it's an idea... Look, he has a chicken cane. It's an idea I had for a new combination of flavors that will make me my fortune and establish my legacy for all time as I open a chain of highly successful fried chicken restaurants. No big deal. It's just you and me here talking. I can keep a secret. In fact, I've got some of my own I'd be willing to trade. What's the rush? The semester is only getting started. We've got 2 more whole days to get to know each other. He's clearly not going to give it up easy, but it doesn't hurt to be persistent. You know what they say about secrets, Colonel? Shouldn't learning be fun? You've got moxie. I'll give you that. Colonel Sanders looks both ways to make sure you're truly alone, and then leans in. You can feel his warm breath as he whispers. Just one ingredient. You can't tell. I use bleep. It's something my great-grandmother taught me. Is there actually a word there? Bleep. I don't know. This is just beyond... Bleep. Wow, you would never guess that. In fact, you're not even sure where you'd get some if you searched. While you're wrapped up in that huge revelation, you notice that Colonel Sanders has disappeared. While everyone else is still in the cafeteria, you decide to look for him. You find Colonel Sanders outside, standing on the quad. Oh, it's you again! Howdy! Sometimes I like to come outside and look at the school buildings. I think about how my story will continue on after I've graduated. Sounds like you have big plans. I dare say the biggest. I will leave my mark on this world. You can bet on that. Alone for the first time, you figure now is the perfect moment to show your personality to him. Be modest but thoughtful. Well, I just wanted to tell you I really enjoyed your food. Now you've got his attention. The flavors were complex but comforting. The interplay between salty, savory, and peppery was perfect. I appreciate the compliment, ZTV. I'm sure you'll be a big success. I know we've only met today, but I'm starting to get the same feeling about you. Oh, hot diggity. We should head back inside. The next lesson starts soon. You step into the massive cooking arena where the afternoon lesson will take place. Each student gets an oven and all the tools and ingredients that they could need. Look at this place. It's magnificent. Finally, we get to show our stuff. Wait a second. Oh no, we have to show our stuff. What if I totally blow it? You're not going to blow anything except maybe kisses to the crowd of fans you're going to enjoy of your signature adorable tiny food creations. Welcome, students, to the cooking arena. For today's lesson, we'll be cooking with partners. Hurry up and pair off. Naturally, Miriam looks over you, but unable to control yourself, you pounce on Colonel Sanders. Hey, Colonel, would you like to tackle this lesson as a team of two? That is, me and you, if that wasn't clear. Want to be my partner? Sure, ZTV, I'll prepare our station. Without you as a partner, Miriam is left standing all alone. Two different students quickly take notice. Hello, new partner. Beep, boop. Zzz. Oh, my. Two potential partners? I'm so sorry, gentlemen, but I don't know who to choose. Looks like you'll have to pick for her. Friend duties can be a little awkward, but that's the price you pay for not being alone forever. Who do you want to ask to be Miriam's partner? I'm totally going with the robot oven thing, because this kid on the left just creeps me out beyond all consideration. Sorry, Pop, but I think Miriam will be partnering with Clank today. That's okay. I already ate. I can tell. It's not entirely clear if Pop has any idea what the point of school even is at this juncture. I don't understand what the point of this game is at this juncture, but whatever. Clank is clearly excited to have some attention. He heats up and begins to roll back and forth. Warp, warp, warp. Hold on there, fella. We don't even know the assignment yet. Technically, Clank might not even have a face. What are you talking about? Look at that face. That's a face even a mother wouldn't love. Clank might not have a face, but there's something charming and earnest about him. Oh, yeah. Bzzz. Tissue? I hardly knew you. Oh, my God. Clank judders and a panel shakes loose. You get the impression this is a sign of affection. Dude, look, he's smiling. Looks like you two will be fine. Now it's time to focus on your own cooking classwork. All right, you two. For today's lesson, we're going to keep it simple. Pick a basic dish and divide up the steps. No chef is an island. It takes two flints to make a fire. You get the idea. Which dish do you suggest to your partner, Colonel Sanders? Using octopus will blow Colonel Sanders' mind. Let's go with mashed potatoes and gravy. I've always been something of a down-home chef. I was thinking we could make something warm, inviting, comforting. Maybe mashed potatoes. And gravy! I couldn't imagine one without the other. Colonel Sanders casts a coy look at you, causing your whole face to go beet red. Embarrassed, you quickly turn away. I'll go get the potatoes. No, please. Let me. Picking perfect produce is a passion of mine. Looks like things are getting pretty fresh around here. Does someone have a crush on Colonel Sanders? We're just cooking partners. Mind your own business. Sanders is hard as my business, and you better keep your fingers off my man. Did someone call for me? Ugh, no, geez. Van, while I'm over here crushing ZTV's dreams, you're supposed to be taking care of our classwork. That was the deal, remember? Oh, my God. Colonel Sanders returns, arms full of peeled potatoes. He tosses them into boiling water and turns his attention to you and your old friends. Oh, howdy there, Ashley. Van. Are we working in a quartet instead of a duet now? Actually, no. It looked like ZTV was struggling, so we offered to give them a hand. You know how it is. These young amateur chefs need a lot of mentoring. I was going to say, Colonel Sanders, maybe I could also teach you a thing about fancy food. One day, Maybe you will be up to my level. Ha ha ha. Doubt it.
Don't be rude, Van Van. Personally, I have no doubts whatsoever about Colonel Sanders' ability to concoct creations worthy of admiration. After all, your fried chicken was quite spectacular. But, Colonel, if you ask me, I might make a better partner for you than this thing that has itself positioned at your station. Don't you feel deep down that we cast complementary shadows? We fit together like a thigh and a drumstick. It just makes sense.
Nothing about this makes any sense. I've been saying that since I loaded this game up. But one thing is clear. She's coming for the Colonel if you don't watch out. Ashley is really going at you hard. You need to ask for some backup here before things get ugly. Turn to Colonel Sanders, hunk of hunks in your time of need, or turn to Miriam, your forever bestie who always has your back. Let's go with Miriam. You turn to Miriam, and as soon as you find her, she senses and looks back. This girl's friend in need radar is second to none. She immediately comes running over.
Is somebody friending my friend? I will destroy them!
I actually think that Ashley and Van Van were just leaving.
Leaving you in the dust, vis-a-vis my skills as a chef, perhaps, but stepping away from this competition, you are sorely mistaken.
Miriam, you're a loyal friend, but ZTV is my partner for today's activity. You look for Sprinkles in hopes that he might step in, but he's nowhere to be found. Dang those cute corgis and their short but sturdy stature. You look down at your station and realize that in the tension of the moment, your hands have been cooking on autopilot. Distracted by the drama, you've already crushed the boiled potatoes into a perfectly creamy mashed texture with plenty of butter and cream for flavor. It's as if your natural passion guided you through the steps you know so well while your attention was elsewhere. I know just what to do! Colonel Sanders extends his hand. He's holding a beautiful white porcelain gravy boat out of which pours a smooth brown gravy, smothering your nearly finished potato dish. Oh, baby. Gravy flows down the mound of mashed potatoes. The results look spectacular. Granny would be very proud. Colonel Sanders holds a spork out to you. You reach out and grab hold of it, but he doesn't immediately let go. The two of you stand holding the same spork, and for that small moment, all the madness and pressure in this crazy world stops. Your eyes lock. The moment is electric. Time stands still. If you love something, set it free. Together, you dig the utensil in the mashed potatoes and lift a heaping sporkful up. When you see Ashley with a sinister look, you know she's plotting against you to be with Colonel Sanders. And then, filled with rage, without thinking, you fling the sporkful of mashed potatoes right in Ashley's stupid, beautiful face.
Van Van, do something, do something!
Scooping up a fingerful, Van Van tastes the dripping mashed potatoes and gravy and realizes that it's delicious! Horrified by this revelation, he slinks away. Will he ever be able to cook something with so much love and integrity? Hold on right there, ZTV. We do not waste food in the broom cooking arena. Colonel Sanders, I expect better from you. If you throw one more spoonful, you both better be prepared to eat it from wherever it lands.
Can I have potatoes, Faith?
Van Van rushes back over, a covered dish in his hand. What in God's name is that? Mashed potatoes and gravy? Pathetic! In just a few minutes, I've prepared a full meal. Gaze upon my specially braised tentacle of octopus in my silky saltwater sauce, placed on a battle-axe blade forged by my supreme chef ancestors. Uh-huh. You've ignored me for how long? That ends now. It is I who will have the first bite, and you will all look on with envy. The interrupting student rushes at Van Van and swipes a bite of his signature dish right off the plate. No, don't! Something about this dish doesn't strike my nose quite right. I think the octopus was rushed and may have turned in the process. The results could be toxic. Too late, it has been eaten. I think I left something in the oven. I don't feel so good. It killed him! Oh my God. Everyone step back. Don't take another bite. When you look back at the plate, the rest of it is gone. You notice the tip of the tentacle being slurped up in Pop's mouth. Pop winces in pain for just a moment, then is almost immediately back to his oblivious self.
Oopsie. Tastes like poison. The entire class has gathered to watch Pop's final moments. Shock from is frozen the whole crowd. They are motionless as statues. The class bell rings, disrupting the moment and snapping everyone back to reality. It would appear that Pop's enthusiasm for trying new things, despite obvious danger, has inoculated him against poison of all kinds. I'm not sure the professors here make enough money. But yet somebody got paid to make this. Hello. I just turned into a ghost over here. Seeing that you're shaken up by that really annoying student and all his nonsense, Colonel Sanders approaches you. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Please let me walk you home. What? Like, for real? Oh, come on. You follow Colonel Sanders out of the room. At night, the school building has taken on another vibe entirely. It's dark and more than a little spooky. Colonel Sanders stands in the quad's neon glow and speaks softly. Those mashed potatoes you made in class today. Before you go on, I want you to know they're not a great representation of my skills. I didn't even realize I was making them. They were amazing! Tasting them, it reminded me why I became so passionate about food to begin with. Colonel Sanders is getting choked up. Cooking is obviously important to him in a way that you find inspiring. Now might be the perfect time to tell him you're developing feelings for him. Colonel Sanders? Yes, ZTV. There's something I need to tell you. Hold it right there. There's something I need to tell you first. Oh, jeez. You see, when I was just a boy, I had a dream that one day I would be the greatest chef the world has ever seen. And every day since I've been working towards that dream, day and night, never stopping, never resting, also lifting a lot of weights, like so many weights. We should follow our dreams with all of our hearts, that our souls may grant them like wishes floating on a shooting star. Hey, no, you... Shut up. I'm the one here that says to say inspirational stuff and be the star of the story. Are we forgetting that your cooking literally killed a guy? You can't prove that. I also saw you kill that guy. What was his name? Somewhere in the distance you hear a long, sad sigh. Forget him. We're talking about me. Me. I'm the hero. The Sparkbot. What the... I gotta come up with another voice. The Spark Monster is here to fight the hero. I think I left the French door open. Later, nerds. How dare you threaten me just as I was letting down my guard and connecting with another chef on an emotional level? Be afraid. Be very afraid of me because I'm a monster. See? Is he rhyming on purpose, or is that just a coincidence? But before you can discuss syntax any further, it's a turn-based fight sequence! What will you do? Defend. You decide to defend. Which defense will you choose? Trepidation. You close your eyes tight, and then open one just to see enough to see a squint and feel a spork monster across the battlefield. For some reason, this makes you feel more prepared for what comes next. Spork monster goes on attack. They spit hot gravy at you. You take 1 damage. Fat lot of good that defense did. Alright, well, let's attack. Cook with love. Cook with love does 1 damage. Spork monster won't forget this. Spork monster focuses their mashed mind and draws in energy from Mother of Earth itself. They grow larger and more intimidating. Alright, which attack? Cook with love. Cook with love does 1 damage. Alright, Spork Monster use Utilitensil. You take 2 damage from the attack. If you take much more damage, you're not going to survive the battle. Spork Monster is oozing cheese sauce onto the lawn of the quad. I wonder who's going to have to clean that up. Rounded edge. Vile villain! Your reign of terror stops here! Colonel Sanders summons the energy of 1,000 chickens. Oh my god. Pot pie power pinch! Pot pie power pinch does 10 damage. Spork monster is defeated. You saved me. An injured spork monster spews steam into the night. This right here is like the most epic scene of everything ever. Let's spare him. He managed to tamp down your disgust
at the sight of this gnarly beast long enough to realize he's still a living creature with a pure soul who deserves your pity, not your wrath. Be gone, beast, and don't you dare come back for a follow-up encounter tomorrow.
I won't forget this, and I certainly won't be back like you said.
The spork monster scuttles off into the night. The defeated monster left behind a special item. It appears at first to be a cookbook, but upon closer inspection, it's so much more. It's a book of magic spells with a golden chicken on the cover. You open the cover to find a library card tucked inside. The last name to have signed it out is Borko. Borko. That name sounds strangely familiar. Your blood is pumping as you stand in the quiet of the night, holding the mysterious book in your hands. As you come down from the battle buzz, you realize your final attack must have left you completely defeated. The world around you begins to fade away. Without any energy to keep your eyes open, darkness overtakes you. The image of Colonel Sanders flashes before your eyes as you fall asleep. He must have helped you get home. In your tired state, you don't know if you could have made it without him. What a guy. You want to thank him, but you don't have the strength to utter a single word. You feel your covers being pulled up over you as you're tucked in tightly. Good night, my Colonel. In your dream, you're together with Colonel Sanders. For some reason, Sprinkles is also there, instructing your love. Dreams are weird. I don't... You awake on day 2 and try to process the wild visions you had. Were they memories or premonitions? And then there was the secret ingredient that Colonel Sanders went ahead and told you outright. Not much of this, you so much. Sure, that makes sense. We'll go with that. You meet up with your bestie in front of the school. Before you can tell her about the encounter with the spork monster, she launches into a story of her own.
Okay, I know this might sound a little strange, but I think I might be, I think I might like Clank.
Well, good. Like him? Like?
I know it sounds like it's moving too fast, but there's something about him. I like him. Like him. We got to talking after class, and he's actually a totally sweet guy. Not only that, but he's really smart. He told me all kinds of stories about Colonel Sanders. Did you know that Colonel Sanders was the most popular kid in his high school?
No, but that does make complete sense.
Yeah, but he was so popular that he was voted prom king at a school he didn't even go to, and it was also the convertible that he himself rode in front of the homecoming parade.
I'm thinking maybe something got lost in pressure cooker language translation there. Either way, it might be best if you took it slow with this new boy like I am with Colonel Sanders.
You and Colonel Sanders? The coolest guy in school? The most famous student ever at University of Cooking School Academy for Learning? You're a thing now?
We definitely connected yesterday.
You sure did. You're great. Why wouldn't he be into you? I guess.
Laughing at the implication that you and Colonel Sanders might be a thing is definitely not cool. You are great. You have an idea of how to prove that your love is real. Well, if he's not into me, why did he tell me one of his secret ingredients? Your bestie's eyes light up.
A secret ingredient?
Yeah, I just said that. A secret ingredient. Is there a dramatic echo in here? Miriam checks to make sure you're alone before continuing.
So this summer, while I was on vacation with my family, a lovely man approached me in the botanical garden where I was wandering.
This can't be good.
He told me all about his passion for spices, secret spices. The man even gave me some to show what he meant. He said it was a powder created from super duper rare dried flower petals, and if I did him a big favor, I could have him some of my own.
Please, Miriam, don't tell me.
So I filled my suitcase with them and brought them home. He was so nice. He even met me at the gate when I arrived. Later, when I cooked with them, a very strange feeling came over me, and the flavor was unlike anything I'd ever tasted.
I think you're being very liberal with the meaning of spices here.
Whatever. Anyhow, we both share an interest in cooking, so we stayed in touch, like pen pals. I bet I would love to know more about new spices.
Well, I'm definitely not supposed to share Colonel Sanders' secret recipe, and besides, I only know the one ingredient, so I doubt it'd be much use to anyone.
Please, please, please. It would mean the world for me. No one has to know it came from you or from Colonel Sanders.
What do you think? Should you protect Colonel Sanders' secret or share it with your bestie? I'm going to make one up. Because it's bleep! Anyway, so... You quickly think of a fake ingredient name. I don't know, how about... It was Eye of Newt. I know, sounds like some kind of witch's potion, but what can you do?
Eye of Newt? Wow!
Her eyes light up, imagining such a thing. You figure you've satisfied her curiosity and she'll move on. However, she immediately turns around and does some thumb typing on her phone that she can't quite see. That's probably not good. Before you can ask her to confirm that she was definitely not texting secrets to other people, you're interrupted. A wind rushes in. Cherry blossom petals fill the air. It's Colonel Sanders. He's arriving at school on a horse. Stand back and admire his majestic glory. Colonel Sanders' horse is truly a thing of beauty. Without ever acknowledging that he's being watched, he does a short horse dance before dismounting with a flourish. He then slaps the beautiful creature gently on its rear, sending it running free into the countryside. You are so struck by the sight of him that you lose the ability to speak coherently. Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize anyone was watching. Don't worry, he knows his way home. You attempt to compliment Colonel Sanders, but the words don't come out exactly right. What a hortiful beaut you have. What a hortiful beaut you have. Dang it, that's what I just said. Being a good friend, Miriam attempts to cover for you. Oh, ZTV just gets really nervous around people they like. I just noticed that they describe me androgynously. What? This is not helping. They get food poisoning and were up all night. It was gruesome. You should have seen it. She gives you a wink and a smile as if to say, situation handled. Can't blame a girl for trying. And with that, Colonel Sanders disappears into the school, leaving you and Miriam to follow. When you enter the classroom, you see your true rivals, Ashley and Van Van, doing something bad. By the way they're hiding, you know it must be really bad. Like counterfeiting recipes bad, experimenting with restricted ingredients bad, summoning a demon bad. You try and get a peek over Van Van's hulking shoulder, but he sees you coming. Whoa there, little one, I'm not sure you're ready to handle this. Why don't you make like a bee and mind your own wax, honey? You immediately dress the rivals down for their immature behavior. Culinary school is to be respected. This kind of nonsense is a waste of everybody's time. Now you've upset them.
Oh, and you're the emperor of cooking, are you? You make the rules?
I'm not sure you'd know a good meal if it ate you.
Being the best chef in the world takes more than just culinary skills. It takes creativity. It takes panache.
And it doesn't hurt to use a little evil. Indeed. You finally get a look at what it was they were hiding, and you instantly recognize it. It's a book just like the one you found in the encounter with the spork monster. That's the same book I found last night in the quad. Ashley immediately elbows Van Van, who hides the book behind his back.
I don't know what you're talking about. That book is a family heirloom, and its contents are secret.
You notice they haven't just been studying the book. They've got Pop pinned to the wall, and they're tossing potato skins at him as he tries to catch him in his mouth.
We're playing.
Before you can dig in any further, you're interrupted by the arrival of more students. It's almost time for class. Beep, beep. Clank must be running late. He's in such a hurry that he runs right over Van Van's meaty foot. Hey, watch it, you bucket of bolts! You watch how you talk to him. He didn't do anything. Bzz, wah.
Who do you think you're talking to? I've never heard such language, not even from a stand mixer.
Wah, wah. No, your mother was a stand mixer. We're bzz. Van Van jumps to attack Clank, but Clank shocks Van Van, sending him flying across the room.
Protect me, Colonel Sanders. These crazed men are about to come to blows. I think it must be over me, but I'm not interested in either of them.
Ashley's tone has completely changed. In an instant, she bats her eyelashes at Colonel Sanders. Surely he must know this is a ruse, right? Gentlemen, get a hold of yourself. Save it for the arena, at least, or don't. Honestly, what do I care? I've got lofty career inspirations to focus on.
May I help? Maybe I can help you with your business plans.
Just then, Sprinkles arrives to signal the true start of the class day. He's panting, which doesn't seem that abnormal. He's a professor, but he's also a dog. Students, please take your seats. I apologize for my late arrival. I spent my morning chasing a car all around town, and my tiny legs are very tired. But I'm here now, and I hope you're ready to learn. Rub his furry dog belly. He loves it. After he catches his breath, Sprinkles regains control of the classroom. Without further ado, we'll review the global history of my favorite fowl, the chicken. You want to pay attention to his lessons, truly you do. Which is why in 1776, at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, it was a chicken who first signed their name. But you can't help but daydream about Colonel Sanders, and you miss most of the important parts. When you come to, Sprinkles is holding a tray of food in front of you. Well, ZTV? Naturally, this appears to you to be a sample platter. Which item do you want to sample? Let's go with a shimmering pepper. A brightly colored pepper stands out from the other items. It sparkles in the most eye-catching way, so naturally you reach out, grab it, and eat it right away. However, your body is not prepared for the heat. The pepper has triggered an intense spice hallucination. It feels like forever as you trip through the universe. My friend, ooh. This guy again? I'm here to give you an important message. Ooh. You must avenge my death and fulfill your destiny. All you must do is... I was saying to fulfill your destiny, all you must do is... Cough, cough. Sorry, I think I've got some of the spice still stuck in my throat. It's fine, I'll work through. Cough. To fulfill. Cough. The prophecy. Cough, cough. You must. You feel yourself begin to regain consciousness. Oh, man. You come to and find everyone is staring at you. That pepper was the last of its kind on Earth, and now it's gone forever. You think to yourself, geez, I should pay better attention. We all make mistakes. I'm sure he'll forgive you someday. Come on, it's time for lunch. Cafeteria lights dim, and your rivals make a dramatic announcement. Today's lunch will be prepared via timed competitive cook-off. The level of theatrics of these two is off the charts. You're on a bit of lunchtime competition, eh? Count me in. If I have to wipe the tables if you fools before I set my lunch down on it, then so be it. I'm not the fool, you're the fool, fool. Good one, Van. I like your gumption, ZTV. I'll be watching your performance. Just as things reach boiling point, Sprinkle steps in. Surely he'll put a stop to this madness. Does that mean the game will be over?
No, my students. Please settle down. This is a lunchroom, not a sporting court.
Finally, a little sense. You breathe a sigh of relief.
At least not until we turn on the timer.
Timer ready. And then a huge light blasts you in the face, flashing the words timer ready.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh!
I stand corrected. The hard way builds solidly a foundation of confidence that cannot be swept away. And that's an original quote by me, in case anyone was wondering. I hope its message lifts you to victory.
Like a diamond, I was formed under pressure, and now is my chance to shine. I will defeat you myself.
You had his chicken, and you made mashed potatoes and gravy on day one, and you feeling like you can really impress him again here. Send to boil some water for the potatoes. Think fast. If the timer runs down, you'll be forced to pick randomly. What temperature does water boil at? How would you have even gotten into this school without knowing that? Winter gets to rub my furry belly. You're going to need to season this chicken. You don't know Colonel Sanders' recipe exactly, but you have an idea. How many herbs and spices? 11. That's right. You might not know all the ingredients yet, but you're headed in the right direction. Tail wagging intensifies. Now that you've got some basic steps going, time to elevate your craft. What state of mind? Gratitude? Your classmates are rooting for you, but actually simply stronger, faster. You better pick up the face if you want to survive. When you were a child, your father told you never forget where you forget from every day. You meditate on his advice. Draw energy from that place. That'll be a great time. You're not going to miss it. Oh! Try to shout noisy and focus on your cooking. What is the sound of success? Sizzling? That's wrong.
Let me get the spray bottle.
Next question. You know Squirrel Sands on a corner of your eye. I believe in you, ZTV. He's actually cheering you on, which would be awesome, except you know, watching you makes you totally forget what you're doing. All you can think about is Colonel Sanders. What do you think? He gets mine back in competition? Grrr. We're trying out this island of only one dessert cookbook. What should you take? What a hunk. I know, right? You know what? Shouldn't you be focused on a challenge? You're failing behind. What does this have to do with... I don't know what the hell's going on anymore. Woof, woof. You're really struggling to keep up at the next station. It's colorful and complex. You make a tiny toss for business going. Stand makes you easy to the crowd gasp. Yikes! Bzz, bzz. I know you love nothing more than a fill appliance. You love your kitchen bell, but sometimes that means sacrificing the personal touch. Where you might not have any hands, but ZTV doesn't. A good chef needs to be touching the dough now to know when it's properly mixed. There's an easy way and a hard way. You don't get far by going the easy way. When you hear everyone talking, you realize how serious your error was. You immediately shove your hand in the mixer to rescue your dough before it's overmixed. ZTV, no! But you're not fast enough in your hand. It sucks immediately crushed by the... Oh, man, I've lost a hand. The easy way can turn out much, much more difficult.
Everyone, stop what you're doing right now. This battle is over. It can't be. I was so close to finishing my disc. Sweetheart, look at your hand. You simply can't go on.
Oh, that's too bad. And here I am with a complete dish-rated serve. Sorry, that makes me weird. My fault.
No. It wouldn't be fair to compete the two on account of ZTV's injury.
You see Sprinkles begin to lick his doggy chops as he locks on the dish.
But I suppose you should at least tell us what you prepared.
Well, because I'm the sweetest, I ship straight to dessert.
Under this white chocolate dome, you'll find a wide array of delights taking you on a journey of flavor that tastes good and tells a story of excellence. I was going to ask ZTV to do the honor, but since you're injured, I'm afraid that pouring this creamer of delicate hot chocolate sauce might be too difficult. Colonel Sanders, if you wouldn't mind lending me your strong, steady hand.
Colonel Sanders pours the hot chocolate sauce on top of the dome, causing it to melt away, revealing the ingredients hidden within. Inside, you find a delicate fried cheese croquette atop a slice of honeycomb, ice cream, 2 raised tender nougat, and pearls of blueberry jelly. Colonel Sanders seems intrigued, but perhaps not impressed as he dips his finger into the chocolate sauce. Simplicity isn't your strong suit, is it, Ashley?
Oh, you, hee hee.
As he places a sauce-covered finger into his lips, Ashley leans over and whispers something into his ear. A dab of sauce strikes into his mustache. Internalize the rage you feel. Your rage burns so intensely with your eyes that they burst into flames. The flames cause your eyebrows to catch fire and turn into ash, and they fall off your face, which means people will have a hard time understanding your emotions for the rest of the semester, perhaps forever. Embarrassed and ashamed by your poor performance, not to mention your crispy fried brow, you run for the quad to be alone. Beautiful weather feels like an insult. Inside of you, a storm rages. It's Colonel Sanders. He is probably here to tell you that he and Ashley are in love and have decided to get married. And he won't even ask you to cater to his wedding because you're a terrible chef and an awful person. You try to hide from him, but he approaches you directly. I know you're hurting right now. Not just from the devastating loss, but from that run-in with the mixer and that small fire. We should get that checked out. I'm fine. Can't you just leave me alone? I'm a loser. I'm not fit to fill your fryer. I'll never be a master chef. Failure is part of life, not just for you, but for all of us. Do you think I've never failed at anything before? That's exactly what I think. Well, then think again. I wasn't always the man you see before you, enrolled in culinary school, incredibly handsome, successful, motivated. Well, handsome, sure, I was born that way. But I've walked other paths and arrived at dead ends. I was passionate about life, but I failed as an obstetrician. I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. I was passionate about livestock, but I even failed as a mule handler. That one was especially humiliating. Mules can be so cruel. I lost my business partner to a gunfight. I didn't know. People see my delicate ribbon tie and my well-kept beard and assume that I've got it all together, which is true now, but it hasn't always been. Sounds like this guy could really use a hug. I resolved then that I was going to amount to something. No amount of hours, labor, or money could deter me from giving the best I had to give. As Colonel Sanders changes focus, you can see something ignite inside of him, a burning passion. One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. My dream is pure, it's honest, it's something that a humble man in a crisp white suit can be proud of. I will create a new chain of chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world and make up for my past misdeeds. Yay! Just as your moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening, shadowy presence. Battle scarred from the night before, you prepare for the worst. It's the spork monster. Borko?
It is I. I know I said I wouldn't be back. And after the whole fight to the death thing, maybe you don't really want to see me anymore, but I just wanted to say that I was wrong to attack you. And I apologize. I know what it's like to always have to look over your shoulder. Monster problem, am I right?
Oh, thanks, Borko. I'm glad there are no hard feelings getting jumped by a giant creature in the dark of the night. In the dark of the night can really rile a person up. I also want to apologize for the way I switched right into attack mode.
I know that you're strong, and the cooking school can put a lot of stress. I actually used to go to this school. I wasn't always a spork monster, you see.
I don't believe it. You were a human once?
Well, no. I was a golden retriever, but I was still a student. Until one day some mean kids with a magic spell book cast a dark enchantment on me, and I was forever transformed.
A magic spell book?
Precisely. I had procured a copy for myself, but somewhere along the way I lost it. If you can find such a book, I beg of you respect it. You're a powerful chef, and shouldn't rely on such dark and evil magic. No, you should be protecting the innocent for those who would cheat them through sorcery and guile. If you need me, don't fear, I will be there.
It sounds like there are some bad cooks in the kitchen of life, ZTV.
Together, I am sure we can defeat them. Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss. A personal invite. You can't imagine what Colonel Sanders' home must be like, but you sure sounds like you're about to find out. Stepping inside Sanders' home surrounded by his things, you start to feel a special bond with him. Looks like you've lived such an exciting life. Every day can be an adventure if you approach it with the right attitude. Long ago, I made the decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. Have you been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef. Well, there is something. It's just a side dish I've been tinkering with, trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures. I'm not sure if I've nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up as he starts to wonder what dish you might be describing. It's meant to pair with something spicy or something crispy, or both perhaps? Now, you've got him right where you want him. Should you reveal your new creation? Oh, we totally should reveal it. You decide you're as ready as ever be to share your original cooking with Colonel Sanders. Before you can talk yourself out of it, you decide to dive in head first. You reach into your lunch bag for a special dish that you've been keeping on ice all day. I present to you my original coleslaw. The shredded cabbage dish loosens in the light of Colonel Sanders' Lux hideaway. Magnificent! Together you chow down on the creamy slaw until just a spoonful remains in the bowl. Do you mind if I hold on to the last bite? I'd like to have it around so I can admire its taste later and think back on this moment. You could offer to make him more, but he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment. You realize now would be the perfect time to do some snooping. Around the room are various items you can look closer at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. The ghost of student pops up. Are you thinking about heading into the world on a quest to avenge my death? No. Wait, what? I never even learned your name. Why would I avenge you? I could just tell you my name right now. It's... Can't you see I'm in the middle of something? You open the window crack, and the ghost of student is swept out with a breeze. Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. One of the frame photos shows an old man who looks a bit like Colonel Sanders standing with a friend. They hold fried chicken drumsticks and appear to be cheersing them. You look closely and see that there's a short inscription. I wonder who my friend Pete is. Must be where he keeps a secret recipe. Think about it for a moment. Can chicken be prepared sashimi style? You take a close look at a large urn. There's a plaque. It's dusty. You can read its inscription. It says, "Here lies the ashes of all my past careers and business failures." Poor guy. This must be Colonel Sanders himself. Or maybe it's a drumstick. A very realistic stuffed chicken. It isn't just realistic, it's real. Taxidermy. The true state bird of the great state of Kentucky. A lock of silver hair is woven through the teeth of the comb. Upon further inspection, it's not just silvery in color, it's actually made out of spun silver. A scented candle. Power tool. Freshly starched collar. Piece of wood floating in the lake. Summer of '69. It's beep! This photo appears to be of Colonel Sanders, except he's an old man visiting the pyramids of Egypt. Maybe this is where he discovered one of his secret herbs and spices. You open the door to Colonel Sanders' closet and find a row of his signature white suits. You take one and try it on. The jacket's a bit big for you, but it's soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep hug. Okay. Oh. He wants to know why we're wearing his jacket. I don't usually loan those out, but I must say it does look good on you. Oh, crap, the jacket. You forgot to take it off. You confess. I think I've developed feelings for you. I might be developing feelings for you too, but I'm concerned. I can't let anything get in the way of my dreams. Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door. But the thought of leaving the Colonel in the midst of such an emotional breakthrough give you pause. You stop yourself. Colonel? Yes. I honestly think this may be the beginning of something wonderful. I think you're right. We should take things slow. You talk late into the night and drift off into a slumber. Dream sequence! Trippy-ass dream sequence. You wake to find the beautiful morning in Colonel Sanders' hideaway. Did you make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders?
Only time will truly tell. Today is the day that could change the rest of your life. Think about the new secret ingredient you just learned about. Bleep! In some jurisdictions, bleep isn't even legal, but if the recipe is a secret, how will they know? Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges into the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast, and your mouth waters at the sight of it. He's a simple breakfast, not just whipped up. It's meticulous. He tastes Colonel Sanders' food, and it takes you on a journey. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question. So, would you say that we're the perfect match? How presumptuous. My cuisine and your taste buds, that is. Could he be the world's greatest gift to cookery? You know, I think we might make a great team. A single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eyes as he gazes out the window. And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner, could he be talking to you? It's all happening so quickly. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears, unable to speak. The only answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. There's still one more day of school after all. The University of Cooking School Academy for Learning waits for no one. You get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend is there waiting for you.
Where have you been?
Because I had one heck of a night. Oh, she probably banged the robot thing. Hang on a minute. I have to go to the bathroom. This game is too much. I have to drink a lot of heckin' fluids to get through this game. Otherwise my voice will give out. Alright. So Miriam had one heck of a night banging the robot dude.
I've been desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you. I got worried that something had happened to you.
It's okay, I was just...
But now it turns out you're fine. I can get you up to speed on the saga of Miriam.
Oh, great. Can hardly wait. Sure, but...
You will not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date!
I think I can believe that.
Since I've been partnered up with Clank, he'd asked me to go out with him. Of course I told him, you better keep your downs turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. But he wasn't just interested in spending some one-on time together and getting to know me, so I said, yeah, sure, I can get to know that little metallic guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends, but things quickly spiraled out of control.
Did she just say skydiving as if that's a typical first date to go on with a talking pressure cooker?
And now I'm not really sure where we stand.
You don't give Miriam time to tell her whole story, though. Bottling up the details of your own night is too much to bear. And I went on a day 2 back to Colonel Sanders' house where I spent the night with him. Ooh, steamy.
You what?
Nothing happened but the emotional connection. Wowzers. Miriam tells you to move on from this whole Colonel Sanders obsession and focus on school. If being obsessed with Colonel Sanders is wrong, you don't want to be right. After a short argument, you both agree to go your separate ways. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp that fact, because, you know, he's Pop.
What's a swirly? It sounds delicious.
Oh, it's great. I'll order you up one right away.
I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Sprinkles is a dog and a treat. You can get your own swirly dipped, too.
Why don't you pick on someone your own size?
Because I'm literally the biggest person at this school?
There's that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature?
You've got some nerve, ZTV, suggesting I pick on a defenseless horse.
Now you're twisting my words and I won't have it. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince with pain.
Doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up.
I'll never give up. Ever. Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, it seems he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? ZTV, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in fighting form by this afternoon.
Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday, I almost broke a nail winning so hard.
Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing complimenting her?
But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce?
It was clear that you're passionate about how your food is received. That's a lot of words to say it was bland.
Excuse me now, ZTV. I am more than capable of enough to speak for myself. Maybe you could tell me more of your thoughts as we walk into class, Colonel. I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of fine foods. See you inside, ZTV. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for whom you know she really is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel by that interaction with Ashley, you take out the spell book you recovered yesterday and start flipping through the pages.
Whoa, that's the book? It looks like bad news.
This is something I found lying around. It appeared to be some sort of a grimoire, but I don't really believe in magic stuff.
A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful?
I can think of one surefire way to find out. You open to a page covered with arcane warnings. Cast only in case of extreme emergency, it says around the edge of the page. I could use this spell here to erase anyone I choose from all my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it would probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam.
That is way drastic. Couldn't you do something else? Like, not rooted in dark magic? Like, maybe tie a string around your finger?
Okay, fine, it is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you. You've got a pretty good excuse to try it out. No, I'm not going to do it. That seems like a surefire way to get a bad ending. And I don't so much mind getting a bad ending, but I'm afraid it's going to force me to go back and replay stuff. So, yeah, no. You take your friends. Yeah, we're not messing with bad. Sprinkle's already in the room. Clears his voice, make a quick announcement.
I want you all to know, I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of.
His cute little nose scrunches up and he begins to breathe quickly. Let's wait and see what happens. Sprinkle stops his tracks. He focuses on the window. The room is deadly silent. When you follow his gaze, there is a tiny orange squirrel perched on the cherry tree outside. Sprinkles turns feral and runs to the window of the classroom. He begins barking uncontrollably at the squirrel outside.
Terrence, I told you never to come back here. Terrence, I will destroy you.
Sprinkles is barking ferociously, drool flying off his face. The squirrel looks over but doesn't say anything back. You wonder, is that even a talking squirrel? Who named him Terrence?
You better not show your chubby cheeks around here ever again.
After Sprinkles is satisfied that his presence has been felt not only by Terrence, but any other squirrel in hearing distance, he returns to his professional tone.
I apologize for the outburst. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, CTV, for reminding me to dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom, you see.
But before you can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over into class. Sprinkles is interrupted by whirs and sparks. Oh boy.
I told you to save it after class.
Bzz, bzz.
You think I wanted to be thrown from a plane strapped to a stranger?
Miriam and Clank appear to be arguing, but you still haven't learned to speak Clank's language of mechanical noises.
Whirr. But no, you had to show you off to your cool kid friends Jeff and Joan, J and J forever. Watch us form a triangle in midair as we descended. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Bzz, bzz. Yeah, well, that doesn't make it a great date. Then take Jeff and Joan with you. You can all hold hands as you pedal down the mountain or off a cliff for all I care.
Sad beep. Clank begins to shudder. Steam pours out of the gas in his panels, and then a loud ding stops him in his tracks. Beep. Bzz.
No amount of seasoning is going to make me want to eat that, Clank.
Clank burps out a completely deep-fried sneaker. Considering that he himself has wheels, not feet, it's not entirely clear where it came from. In terms of deep-fried footwear, I guess it looks okay. Clank slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't just see that entire thing go down. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over the final day of school.
Well, that was unfortunate. But we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition showdown challenge exam. I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all in the arena.
Before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk. Hello, Miriam. Are you okay?
Okay, I'm so mad I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. How could he embarrass me in front of class like that? In front of everyone? Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure, so you know this breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustration is such a silly boy. I know that you know this, but I'm going to say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, we're going to cruise through this final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City. Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs, but she hesitates to embrace the feeling all the way. You're not going to settle up on Colonel Sanders' science stallion and ride off into the sunset without me. Of course not. Well, maybe, sort of, but I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it, and a ranch big enough for the both of us, and whoever else we want to bring along. If it's not Pop or Clank or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year, so what? You're a special person. You shouldn't sell for the first someone to show a little interest anyhow. Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears from her cheeks. I should really review my menu for today. I'm going to make a very special soup. And I bet the Professor Dog is going to love it up. While you were pep-talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch, but that's okay because you have a better idea of how to spend your time before your exam. You decided to head to the arena early to practice a dish. This is it, the location of your final challenge. A test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent, and a chance to beat the pants off of Van Van, the supposed man, and his eviler counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through a quick test of a recipe you've been working on, ZTV's famous chicken pot pie. After practicing for months, making the dish second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get off a fresh pot pie in the oven, but as soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders. ZTV, what are you doing in here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory. The pot pies begin to bake, and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were here cooking something delicious. You usually happily share your food with anyone is hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decided to put your cooking above your romantic desires, but that decision gets hard to stick to when the oven timer goes off behind you. Okay, you got me. See, hearts went around him. See, we know that was a good decision. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know my nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards. That's an oddly specific distance, but you'd expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. You knew it was a pot pie just from the smell? No, not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all-butter crust. And my nose is telling me something else. Oh no, is it burning? Ha ha ha, no! I can smell that it was made with a heaping helping of TLC. But it'll probably start burning every second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Wow! It's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking, and I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules. There are no rules, except to cook with everything you got. You step up for the cook-off of a lifetime. You decide the mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that'll put you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, both Van and Ashley are prepping wildly elaborate dishes per their usual over-the-top selves. Miriam has a gigantic magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big, going small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve something perfect, his original recipe, fried chicken. The intensity in the room starts at a full 10 out of 10 with a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious. Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg wash! Miriam furiously ejects her ingredients into an itty-bitty pot of broth. Best friend, bastard blaster! Van flexes his pecs as he chops open a sea urchin. Let's rock and roll! Let's rock and ride! Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality spatula! Even Clank gets in on it. 5-dial pressure point cooking, chicken cooking technique. Wait, when did Clank learn to speak English? It's the singularity as was foretold. We mustn't let it happen or the appliance uprising will take us all! Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out the back door of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spell book out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? You've got a book of your own. You're desperate not to see her win another battle. Should you take this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's almost certainly evil magic, do it the hard way. Who needs magic when you've got passion? That's right. I'm going to do it the hard way. Colonel Sanders sees that you've chosen to win on your own terms, and he gives you a subtle wink from across the room. Oh, yeah.
I believe in you, ZTV. Miriam notices too.
And I've always believed in you, ZTV, since we were little kids, because I'm your best friend forever.
Aw. You turn to notice that Miriam is at your station cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? If you're here cheering, who's cooking?
Tiny food, short cook time. I'm actually already done, so I thought I'd help you.
Oh, that's sweet, but Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles.
It's the secret ingredient.
However, she doesn't notice that you had lied and the ingredient was made up, and where in the world did she get eye of newt from? The boiling pot explodes, sending Miriam flying backwards. The watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling up to a dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your very eyes.
It is I, Steve, the spork monster.
Steve, what happened to Borko? You're not here to battle me, are you?
We spork monsters are many. I think Borko had the day off, but you have conjured Steve, and I hate the battle, so I'd say you're doing pretty all right.
Oh, hey, you're in the middle
I
of
love a cooking competition. I love this stuff. It's better than TV. You crazy kids and your culinary skills immediately impress me. Mind if I hang out?
I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve, the spork monster, notice you've got the Grimoire stashed behind your cooking station.
I see what you're up to. Crisscross some magical items and accidentally summon me, huh?
Yeah, you guess it's sort of. If you mind, would you mind tossing some fresh noodles into a pot of salted water?
I'd love to. I've always wanted to be a top chef. Actually, you know, when I was just a little spork pup back in the old country.
You can feel Spork Monster winding up to tell a very long and involved story. You don't know exactly where they came from, but it seems like it was probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on this competition.
I understand. It's like that time in Monster School I'd fallen asleep during scare tactic class, and when I woke up...
You toss a serious stare at Steve, and he takes the hint.
Never mind, I'll tell you later. Good luck.
Having suffered this huge setback, you don't know how you could ever win. Summon extra power from deep down within myself. I can do this. I have what it takes. I came here to win! Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for...
Yes, CTV, you are the chosen one. You will avenge me.
The power you've been summoning me fades back out. You interrupted my inspiring monologue.
Sorry.
My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery. You begin to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through your body. You know that with this power you can do anything except turn back time, which would be super useful because while you were powering up, your chicken pot pie overcooked in the oven and can't be served. But don't worry, you may have suffered some setbacks, but not all is lost. Impressive your fortitude. Colonel Sanders decides you have earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you've managed to make is mac and cheese, and time is almost up, so you're going to need it. But Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules here has never really been my thing. I follow my heart. What a guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprising effects that surpass their own individual efforts. Are you suggesting, if we combine forces, we can form the perfect food union?
Hands up, students.
With time expired, it's the moment everyone has been waiting for.
You must now prepare to present your dishes.
A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete.
It seems we're missing some students. Pop, clink.
From off screen, you hear a pure and innocent giggle that can only come from one student.
Hee I'm flying.
Sounds like it's coming from that broom closet over there.
Miriam, would you mind?
Inside of the closet, you see Pop hanging on a broom hook by the elastic of his underpants.
Pop, get down from there right now.
Let me guess. Did Van have something to do with this?
When someone asks for a wedgie, who am I to refuse?
I thought a wedgie was a salad.
It looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing how he didn't cook anything.
I can't feel my legs. May I be excused?
Sure. You kids and your pranks. I must say it's not the worst prank in UCSAL history, but it's not exactly yearbook material. Wait a second. Pranks? Clank! Where did that pressure cooker roll off to?
You wait to hear a signature whir, beep, or other onomatopoeia, but there's none.
Somehow he must have got unplugged, I guess. We'll have to figure that out later. That leaves only 4 remaining students. Please collect your final projects. Yes, it has been a long semester.
Wow, 3 whole days long.
But after days of hard work, the time has come for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. Now describe your dish.
I've made tender udon noodles and savory soup.
My word, it's so delicate. It's that a teeny tiny naratamaki I spy afloat in this itsy bitsy bowl?
Yes, chef.
Please call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name.
Yes, Sprinkles, and some green tea made by baby tea leaves that I picked myself.
Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth and letting just the top of his pink dog tongue dip into the bowl.
Sublime. Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on. I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I even have a really cute electric toothbrush for dogs. Fine, I'll enjoy it all myself.
In a flash, the entire meal has been devoured. Not that it took much. It was less than a thimble's worth of soup.
A plus. Rarely do I taste a dish with as much love poured into it as yours.
Miriam is overjoyed. She gives you a huge hug.
Thank you, ZTV, for helping me believe in myself.
Van, you're up. Now describe your dish.
I made uni over smooth egg custard and axe-hewn urchin shell topped with caviar.
Did you skewer one type of urchin with spines from a second different color type of urchin?
Yes, Sprinkles.
A bit much, don't you think?
That's exactly why I did it. A bit much is my kind of brand. Doesn't it look cool? Sprinkles leans in to sniff the uni, but he can't get his nose close. On account of all the spikes, he begins to paw at it erratically, causing the custard to slosh around.
Woof, woof.
Please be gentle with my cuisine. Grrr. Finally, Sprinkles goes all in tongue first, but can't get past all the needles. He reels back as his tongue is poked and prodded.
Youch, my tongue!
The professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the sting.
I can't eat this. I keep poking my tongue.
Biff qualified. A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles would make it difficult to eat? Dejected, Van does not go gentle into the night. Disqualified for glamour?
Don't discount implicity.
This isn't the last you've heard of me. Before forcing us to endure his swollen tongue for another moment, Sprinkles graciously laps up a bowl of milk.
I know. Yeah, I'm a dog and I drink milk. Get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Next student. Ashley, it's time to step up. Now describe your dish.
I made orange blossom Turkish delight in a light rosewater syrup topped with French meringue and connected by sugar glass.
That actually doesn't sound too bad.
Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I'd ask that you please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. It's very fragile and meant to be a display piece.
Don't eat the food at a cooking school?
Get toast in your ears or something, ZTV. I told you, it's a display piece.
However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school.
Yeah, which is why I cooked it. And I did an extremely good job cooking it, too. I didn't realize we were having an eating exam. If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd go to the College of Eating School for the Hungry. Now, that sounds like a place I want to go to. Why the heck did I get roped into this dump? I suppose you could smell it if you absolutely insisted, but don't breathe too hard. You might disrupt the sugar spiral.
If the food cannot be eaten, it cannot be judged. You are disqualified.
Rage overtakes Ashley, and she finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up.
You wouldn't know high-end cuisine if it cooked you!
And with that, Ashley swarms off to rededicate being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice to be liked by everyone.
This isn't the last you've heard of me either!
If this class gets much smaller, I'll be teaching myself.
You and Colonel Sanders, the final cooks, step up together.
2 chefs?
What began as a delicious bowl of mac and cheese has become something else. He examines it closely, sniffing and eyeing the bowl. Oh my god, it's the magic bowl of KFC. Oh, I don't have a good feeling about this. From somewhere in the room, a literal drum roll plays.
Just when I thought I've seen everything in the kitchen, you give me this thing and completely blow me away. In my 49 years of dog life, I have never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. It's so delicious, in fact, that everyone passes the class. You pass, and you pass, and you get a pass.
Everyone gathers around and partakes of the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend this reality into another dimension. You win! Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is So impressive that even the Van and Ashley are drawn back in by its magnificent fragrance. When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit that you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkles declares that you have passed. Everyone has passed. There were supposed to be more battles, but come on, how could they be better than this one? Now that the school year is complete and everyone has graduated, the students return for one last assignment to get their groove on. Of course. The cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve as the site of the school's graduation dance. Compared to the massive high-tech cooking arena, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy.
DJ Dog is in the house.
You know that Sprinkles was a master chef, but also a world-renowned turntablist. Who's to say you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Van and Ashley tell everyone that they're committed themselves to right the wrongs they did while they were the villains. For a moment, you actually believe them. Not another haunting.
No ghosts allowed at graduation. It's clearly written in the school's bylaws.
I was never actually a ghost. It was all a trick to get you to finally notice me.
Oh, amusing.
And now that everyone is together,
It's the Spork Monster. He is totally mellowed out.
Everyone, the Spork Monster is no more. From here on out, I'd prefer that everyone refer to me by my new name, Party Monster.
Student tries to finish what he had to say, but everyone is too wrapped up to talking to Party Monster. Dejected student walks off. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found the love in her cooking, and she's gonna do great. A red carpet rolls across the floor to the ballroom. It's like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? It's Pop. He arrived late to the dance, but apparently for good reason. Walking the carpet, you see perched atop his dirty chef's hat a crown.
Welcome back, Pop.
I'm sorry.
Welcome back, Pop. I know you weren't able to complete the final exam and accept your diploma, so we had it mailed directly to your father. We figured it was the least we could do for the school's dean.
Oh, now I get it.
And we get a new wing on the school. Not to mention the honor of educating the son of the chancellor of such and such.
The music at the dance is interrupted by sparking electrical hissing. It's Clank, who has arrived late to the dance. Now that I have graduated, I can reveal my truth. Whoa, he's still doing the talking thing. I am Clank, and I am not of this earth. I am actually from a faraway planet in another dimension. What? What?
I actually feel like I knew it this whole time.
Now that I have learned the ways of your kind, I must return. Miriam, will you come with me?
I don't know what to say. Besides, no, obviously. I have just begun to learn who I really am. This is about time for me to devote my life to figuring out who you are, Clank.
You're blown away by Miriam's maturity. It is pretty clear she has managed to surpass you in that regard. I understand, kind of. Humans are weird because a group of them made this game. Oh, sorry. A portal opens and Clank disappears through it. Bye, Clank. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives. Oh, yeah. Howdy, classmates. Just like the first day you met him, he has come prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not enough to just give them a bucket of chicken. This time it's a full meal. Oh, my God. Look at that. Glorious. I didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in the history of chicken and man by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. The end? No, it's not the end. I was going to say, man, that's the best ending ever. As everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting at the end of the dance floor. ZTV, what are you doing sitting all alone? Oh, just waiting for the right person to ask me to dance. Ah, wonder. Why don't you tell me what other qualities that you would expect to find in such a lucky person? Top of my head, I don't know, Spidey C. Musk, a tidy goatee, and a degree from the University of Cooking School Academia for Learning, just name a few. It truly is my lucky day. Would you dance with me? Yes, I would love to. As you glide across the dance floor, hand in hand with Colonel Sanders, the future stretches out in front of you. And once my 100 franchise is up and running, I'll be ready to take a day off, and I'll be glad to spend it together with you. How sweet. We'll work together and play together. Colonel Sanders stops dead in his tracks. Work together?
Well, I think this is something I'll just need to do by myself. But who will help you run your restaurants? I don't believe I need help. Besides, based on your time at this school here, do you really think running restaurants is the best path forward? Could it be you found a love connection but failed to earn Colonel Sanders' respect as a chef? Can you live with only half of him? Will you be able to endure sharing him with his other love, the life of an entrepreneur? I suppose I could enroll at pastry school. Oh, my dear ZTV, I'm sure that you'll find your place eventually. And along the way, you'll have me by your side. The end. Wow. That was, I can't even, I can't even, express my thoughts about this game in words. I mean, I don't know. I have no, there. This is it. This is all I can think of to describe this game. This is it.